Hey, real estaters, you can stream every episode of The Industrialist on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Prime members can enjoy ad-free listening on Amazon Music. All right, real estaters, week 14, live action, more people in the room. We've got Bella here by popular demand.
Hello. Give everybody else the rules, not
Mersace in the flesh.
Woohoo.
Yeah, Jeff's here.
Present.
Well, we'll let Isabella kick off the announcements.
Okay. So we have the upcoming NAIOP spring concert where Trinity Junction will be performing. It's going to be at the Rustic in Dallas on April 23rd. All the cool people will be there. And then we also have our leasing and sale availability. So we have 3450 Bethlehem Street in Fort Worth, Texas. It's 26,787 square feet on 3.41 acres. You can reach out to Todd Hubbard with NAI Robert Lynn and David Gwynn with Davidson Bogle for leasing and sale opportunities there. We have 1230 South J. Elmer Turner Freeway in Cedar Hill, Texas. It's 11,100 square feet on 10 acres gross, 7 paved. You can reach out to Cole Bruton and Kyla Powell with Mercer Company. Then we have 1700 through 1724 Parkside Avenue in Irving, Texas. We have square footage ranging from 1,667 square feet to 21,667 square feet. It's on 1.9 acres. And you can reach out to Chase Miller with NAI Robert Lynn for acquisition opportunities. And you can reach out to Jack Mercer with Mercer Company for leasing. Then we have Interstate Industrial Business Park, which is off of Plano Road in Dallas, Texas. We have 6,377 square feet available. And you can reach out to William LeMasters with Mercer Company. We have Zarzamora Industrial Park, which is 2915 South Zarzamora Street in San Antonio, Texas. And we have a range of 450 square feet to 11,000 square feet. And that business park sits on 5.47 acres. And you can reach out to Jake Esparza with Alano Realty Partners in San Antonio. 4415 Dividend Drive in San Antonio, Texas. It's 15,500 square feet on 1.41 acres. You can also reach out to Jake Esparza there with Lano Realty Partners. And then we have 400 Glade Avenue in Oklahoma City, which is 12,037 square feet on 0.59 acres. You can reach out to Caden DeFeller and Tucker Kaysen with Mercer Company. And then we have 923-925 Slocum Street in Dallas, Texas, which is 16,000 square feet on 0.46 acres. And you can reach out to Kyla Powell with Mercer Company.
The list is growing, which is like not supposed to fucking happen.
It does feel that way.
Yeah,
Please.
maybe we should rotate buildings out every other week to make us feel better.
Just highlight one a week.
Someone told me the other day, they're like, "Man, you're having a real tough time in San Antonio, aren't you?" I was like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah, I hear every week San Antonio, you got a vacancy." I go, "It's one build. It's just one build."
Yeah. I will comment, the Zarzamora property, if you need cheap space, we've got really cheap space.
So we're kind of out of space. Honestly, we just leased one this morning.
Yeah.
So we're pretty close to done. My note here was probably take it off. I don't know that we got much left on that thing.
Yeah, you might be right.
So
I know that, at least they come in.
Well, economic calendar this week. Initial jobless claims. The forecast is 226. Previous was 224. You've got U.S. trade deficit coming up. The forecast is negative 123 Previous was 131 So is that positive? Sounds positive. Jeff?
Is that positive?
He perked up on that.
It went. The negative number went down, so it's a deficit. So I would think that's positive. Hourly wages year over year forecast is 3.9%. Previous is 4%. U.S. unemployment rate 4.1. Previous was 4.1. So stock market. Dow closed out at 41,290, losing 1,292 points. S&P closed out at 5519, losing 247 points. NASDAQ closed out at 16,961, losing 1,226 points. This is a 6.7% drop. And West Texas crude, $69.90, pretty much unchanged per barrel. 5-year Treasury is at 3.98, and the 10 years at 4.27. SOFR's at 4.34. Oh, it's like a 1-for-1 on the Doge clock.
28 billion.
27 billion.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, we saved money this week.
We did save money. We saved $60 million this week.
We're in caloric deficit, people.
Yeah. Unfortunately, so's Tesla stock.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, they just been. I mean, all weekend was protests for Tesla. Did you see all that?
No.
It's just. Yeah, you're not really on Twitter anymore.
No. It's Lent.
Twitter fast.
Yes.
Oh, they were protesting at the South Lake one. There's literally a company. And anyways, I'm sorry to go off on a tangent, but they were protesting at the South Lake one. But there's literally a company that will organize your protest for you.
What?
Yeah, there's a company. I looked at it. Somebody posted about it on Twitter, and I looked it up, and I was like, "This." They're like, "We'll bring protesters to your rally," and I was like, "So this is a real thing?" Because everybody's saying, "Who's paying these protesters?" And
yeah,
they need a warehouse.
Close to downtown.
Yeah.
Slocum Street.
Good access.
So.
We have hurricane-proof windows.
Yeah.
Tumbling install those.
All right. Well, had some March Madness going on this weekend. It's tough loss for them Red Raiders.
Thought they had it.
God. You know, a buddy of mine texted me. He said 4 minutes left to go. I was like, you just think you might have jinxed it. That's what Arkansas said.
That's. I texted you guys at 7:07, and 30 minutes later I responded, "Fuck, I jinxed it."
It was a good game, man. We just missed them free throws at the end. That really blew it. So, but man, Houston handled it.
Houston looks good.
Houston looks pretty good.
I feel like Duke and Houston's really the national championship.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
When's the game?
Saturday.
Saturday's the Final Four.
Okay, so they give him a little rest.
Little rest, yeah. Auburn's really good player, hurt himself badly, and he's going to need the rest for them to come back and win.
I didn't watch that game. What happened to him?
He went up for a rebound and put his hand on the ground. His elbow twerked out real bad. He left the game, and then he came back in, and then he hit a three, and everyone was going crazy.
Yeah.
He really fought through it. It was pretty commendable. But
well, in our bracket, Caden Gefeller's still leading the charge, man. Me and him were going back. I was like, we were texting during the game. I was like, dude, he's like, man, this might all fall apart for me because I was in second right behind him. I'm in third still, though.
yeah.
And then is Ange CP? Is that Angie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's fixing to get on a plane, go to Indiana for a little NIT action.
Yeah, they're doing good. They're still in
good.
it, right?
Yeah. Her son's crushing it. He can put up some points, man.
He's a senior, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
No more eligibility.
I mean, I'm sure you can always find an extra year somehow.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I wondered. Like, could he do an NIL deal somewhere?
I'm sure you could find some way to COVID year it still or something.
Probably.
Why not?
COVID year. I was in high school. Who cares? Sounds good.
You ever heard of a PPP loan?
Yeah. But yeah, so we got the Final Four on Saturday and then the final on Monday. So I guess, what's the rules on selecting who gets the tickets?
Well, we're going to go with whoever has the most points after the semifinal.
Okay.
And if it's a tie, then we're going to look back at how many Final Four teams you had, how many Sweet 16, so on and so on, till we have a tie break.
So, Jeff, we were talking about this earlier before we started, but after next Monday, what are you going to gamble on?
XFL maybe, or whatever that is.
Prop bets for the draft.
They had an arm wrestling contest in Arlington I wanted to go to.
Slap fight.
Have you seen those?
The slap fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
I enjoy them.
Have you seen the ones where they like the guy gets slapped so hard, but they make it look like his like face caved in a little bit?
Oh, I haven't
It's
seen
very
that.
disturbing.
I do love the arm wrestling on Instagram though. Oh.
Well, maybe we should need to find rando sports bets that we can
Absolutely.
for the deep cut junkies.
I mean, we have hockey and baseball, but
I can't follow baseball.
I don't know if I have
It's
that
too
much.
much.
Too much.
Yeah, too many games.
And hockey's kind of there too. It's just a lot of reps.
When do
Yeah.
the NBA playoffs
Yeah,
start?
we got NBA. It's coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, we could throw
June.
UFC in there once a month.
Fair.
I mean, just rando fights. You always got a fighter's chance. So
We
will,
can make it.
NBA playoffs April 19th. Thanks for that hot update there. You can just say that.
Yeah, you're on the live. Yeah, you're live action right now.
God.
So, well, term of the week, Jeff had the term this week.
Yeah, I heard this morning in our sales meeting. Access agreement. I thought it was maybe like an easement to go across property. That kind of made sense, but actually, it's a term that's going to a document that basically where the buyer can do the due diligence, and the seller will let them do the due diligence. And then after that, they'll go to a contract. Seems like a wasted step at times.
Yeah.
But I guess this document exists, and we've started to see this come up a few times in deals we're working on.
Well, and then what we were discussing earlier too is like it doesn't really give the buyer any assurity that the seller will sell.
Right.
Can they just wait out the access period and then be like, oh, yeah, you did all your DD, you spent 30, 40 grand. We're actually going to go with option B now instead of your
That's the way I
option A?
understand it. I haven't read said document, but
It kind of sucks.
it's just like a good faith document.
Yeah.
But Jeremy, about every 3 or 5 years, Jeremy had one like this. The sale contract itself has some challenges when it comes to enforcing specific performance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not always a clean line.
No.
I feel like you go so hard in the paint that you end up, I'm talking about Jeremy. Jeremy goes so hard in the paint with brokerage that you'll end up flexing that thing a little bit. Like you end up creating a new circumstance, forcing specific performance and stuff.
I've tried to force it. It didn't really work.
Yeah.
Have you heard of it working?
There was one deal 25 years ago, and I don't remember the outcome.
Yeah.
But it was a group bought a building on Regal Row,
Mm-hmm.
and the buyer closed, the seller closed, and then the way the story went is on the way home, the seller got cold feet and told the title company not to fund it. And so the title company didn't. And he said, I changed my mind. I'm not doing this. And then the buyer moved in and they both shared the building for a while. I don't know how
Whoa.
I don't know how that marriage went,
Whoa.
but I need to dig into the files and see if I can remember that. But specific performance has its challenges too. So seems like a corporate America type thing, an access agreement. It's like, well, we agree in good faith to make this deal.
Yeah. It's just, do you want to party or do you not?
Yeah. Well, that leads in for me to what I hate about real estate last week.
Okay.
So you and I encountered a situation. We've been negotiating a deal since November.
Mm-hmm.
And it started off as a deal where we agreed to terms on one building. They sent us a contract for $900,000 more because there was other offers. We came up like $400,000. Still didn't get a signed contract from them. No one else performed. Then we got in the mix on 2 other buildings. And one building really made the deal the crown jewel. And we have another deal agreed to with these people now, all of a sudden. But then they come up with this ominous request of, okay, we're agreed to, and this is a big number on these. This is about 400,000 feet worth of buildings. And then they go, now break out your numbers on how you're allocating purchase price. And I was like, we didn't. We put them all in the model together as a portfolio. But then we broke them out and we actually gave them lower numbers than the cumulative number.
Yeah.
So anyways, the deal died. You know, the brokers are all like, please tell us what you're paying. We want to get it under contract. You know?
Yeah.
You know, who cares how hard this is for y'all? Like, just get me paid. You know? Is
this a capital market broker deal?
No, it wasn't.
This is a down and dirty deal, dude.
Yeah,
Really?
it was.
Oh, yeah.
Because this sounds like a capital market trick where they're like, well, we got 4 offers.
In full disclosure, tons of dysfunctionality on the seller side. Like,
Yes.
like a ton.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a lot of just jacked up stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we had to wait for someone to get out of jail to sign something in this deal.
A lot of complexity.
So
personal problems.
In the end, I was like, I'm not breaking my number out. Well, I broke it out for you. And they're like, well, it's less. I go, well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I can work them cumulatively. I can pay you more for bulk than I can pay you separately.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you want me to allocate the numbers.
Did a tenant have a purchase option or something?
So,
hold please.
The crown jewel asset, all of a sudden, the tenant's buying it now. So the whole time, this was just jockeying for our number to evaluate it, to give this seller the number to charge his tenant.
Yeah. Never saw any leases. On two of the assets were theoretically occupied. Didn't see anything. So yes, that was the leverage point that we were trying to work.
Thanks for the rep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Total rep.
Yeah.
So that's what I hated about real estate last week.
Yeah. 5 months.
What's frustrating to me is sometimes, I wouldn't say in this case, but some brokers think we're not working on these things. We're not working hard enough to make these deals or all these different things. But what they don't realize on our side of the table is that we're spending dollars and time on salaries and resources for something we don't even have control over.
Yeah. The PE side, we work on salary. So it's like every day that you're in here from 8 to 5, that's time spent. You're not seeing it.
Yeah.
Because I think from on the other side of the fence, they're like, well, it's money not coming in and I'm spending it. So they're not really, yeah.
So anyways, congratulations, new tenant. You own your building. Hopefully.
Honestly, it's a pretty sick deal.
Yeah, they got a great price.
They got a great price.
Good for them. Maybe they could buy us a
It'll
hamburger.
Send Jeremy a bottle of champagne.
So, all right, what do you got news-wise, Will? Jeff, did you have anything you hated about real estate last week?
Yeah, just uncertainty.
Yeah.
I think uncertainty is really starting to show up. And I've seen a lot of, hey, let's do a 1-year lease. Let's do a 2-year lease. Let's not commit long term. So that's really an issue now. So uncertainties in the market.
Would you see Goldman Sachs upgraded their chances of a recession from 20% to 35%?
I feel like we're already kind of in one, but just there's the data is not telling you that. It's your point, like people not making a decision, like they see on a micro level, like there's some shit's breaking or it's broken. I don't think it's really bled all the way up to the top.
I think it's self-inflicted. Everyone's thinking it should happen or will happen, so it's going to happen.
Okay.
So
it's out there.
Yeah.
It's looming.
I mean, gold's at an all-time high. That's
always an indicator.
Yeah, that's the marker for uncertainty.
What's it like at $3,000?
Hey, what happened to them going into Fort Knox and seeing if the gold was there?
Dude.
Didn't even hear that.
Yeah, Trump's like, we're going to go into Fort Knox and see if the gold's still there.
I have comments on that, but refrain. Moving into news, Bella, you want to kick us off?
Sure. I don't know if anybody cares about this or if y'all have heard about this, but did y'all see with Keller ISD?
No.
Okay, so I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. I've just been seeing it on the news this whole week. So the Keller Independent School District Board of Trustees proposed splitting the district into two separate zones. Basically, they were going to split it along Highway 377. But the problem is it was all based on wealth. And so they were going to have a poor school and a wealthy school.
Wow.
And so it was just based on the economics of the students. And that was kind of like the divided line. And so obviously it sparked a lot of controversy and community opposition. So the superintendent resigned. Her name was Tracy Johnson, and so she resigned due to her disagreement with the split proposal, and then her lack of support with the board. But the rest of the board continued to proceed with trying to split the district. But then they formally said that it was due to financial challenges. So, it would have.
So what schools would have been the split? The haves and the have-nots. All of Keller ISD. I don't know all of this. I don't know how many schools there are. I should have done the research on that. But anyways, it's been all over the news and PTO moms FaceTiming. So
with the news.
Did the parents want this? Were there parents that wanted it?
This is the school district.
The school district.
This is
Wow.
Unelected bureaucrats.
Yeah. Anyways, I just thought it was interesting. I don't even know how they made it as far as they did.
I wonder which one would have had the better football team.
The poor school.
Yeah.
And then it was supposed to be live streamed to the public, but then they canceled the live stream and they were like, we'll just do it in private.
Dude, what the?
I know, isn't that? I don't know. I thought it was interesting.
That is interesting.
Since Jeremy and I went to the middle class school in Irving, when we played the rich school, MacArthur, they had a sign up when we came on the field that said, "Our daddies can buy your daddies." Mm-hmm. That was a sign at that football game.
That's right.
Wow. That's aggressive.
But now the whole city of Irving's not good, so
the whole city of Irving is bad.
It's just the sciences school, pretty much. What's the private school over there across from the Four Seasons?
Cistercian or
no,
Green Hill?
What?
Green Hill?
I don't know. There's a really affluent charter school across the highway. That's the only.
Oh yeah, well it's an Irving school.
Ranch View?
No, it's Irving Charter School or something like that. But Irving's. I always thought it was funny how Los Colinas tried to act like they were another town.
Yeah. At the University of Dallas, we used MacArthur's track and field facility as ours. And I remember my buddy came in, he was from Illinois. He's like, it feels sad over here. He's like, we shouldn't be practicing on a high school field. I'm like,
yeah. Well, what do you got, Will?
Trump says he's willing to make deals on tariffs. Donald Trump said he was open to carving out deals with countries seeking to avoid U.S. tariffs, but those agreements would have to be negotiated after his administration announces reciprocal tariffs on April 2nd. So he's doing some carve-outs, some sidecars, any other fancy terms I'm going to throw out there.
Sidecar. We've never used that as a term of the week. That is a good one.
What does that mean?
That means we're going to...
We'll use it next week.
We'll use it next week.
Yeah, it was used on me and I just smiled and acted like I knew what it meant.
Generally, it can be good or it can be bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's clear.
Sounds like most things in life.
Yeah. More to be revealed. So it sounds
Stay tuned for next week's episode.
Specifically in Britain, he just talked about them. I guess if they want to make deals, he said, Donald Trump, it's possible if we can get something for the deal. But yeah, I'm certainly open to that if we can do something where we get something for it in return. Asked if such deals could happen before April 2nd. Trump said no, probably later. It's a process. So that was specifically for Britain.
I wish I really knew the math on tariffs. Like I just don't know the math on it.
Yeah.
Like what's the real impact?
I will tell you, Stuart, our attorney, said we need to be very careful. Like if you're doing major improvements to a building or we've looked at doing some build-to-suits. He said there's real risk now because of tariffs and imports and all that. So, but
yeah, the Canada one's going to get held up by their election. So all the Canada tariffs are the most likely to go through.
Okay.
Because the election's coming up. They're both candidates are saying that they're going to, beat up Trump, but they can't really do anything until the election's over.
I saw them asking Trump, they're like, this is going to make the price of cars go up. He goes, good. Then everybody will just buy cars made in America.
Yeah. There's a lot of carve-outs too, like
Teslas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's some hacks that like, oh, fair point. I just put 2 and 2 together. Yeah. Oh, that's going to look so underhanded under the table. Oh man. That's bad optics.
Well, I mean, other foreign car makers have plants here.
Yeah, and it kind of is like they were saying, like if parts come in and it's like assembled here, I think it's excused.
Huh. Okay.
There's always some. There's some loophole to made in America.
Yeah. Next, I thought this was kind of interesting. CK Hutchinson, which I didn't know this was a company, but it's a company based in Hong Kong, will not sign a deal next week to sell its 2 port operations near the Panama Canal to BlackRock.
BlackRock was going to buy the Panama Canal?
Yes, dude. With a consortium of other private equity groups. So for 26
The evil empire.
Yeah.
I thought we owned the Panama Canal.
No, we threw the keys back in 91 or in the 90s sometime. So, because it's a Hong Kong conglomerate, the whole Beijing, Hong Kong thing is now rearing its ugly head. Over the past 2 weeks, pro-Beijing Hong Kong newspaper Ta Kung Pao has published a series of commentaries criticizing the deal for harming China's national interests and depicting it as a betrayal of China, and is a perfect cooperation with U.S. strategy to contain China. So, yeah, we got a problem. So
what happened? Oh, so they're just China's going to buy the Panama Canal.
Well, kind of feeding off of what this is actually good timing with access agreement. There's more or less an access agreement where BlackRock's doing their due diligence and they have exclusivity for 145 days to like talk to each other. So this deal could totally fall apart. And it's circling around another 43 other ports in 23 other countries.
Is BlackRock Blackstone?
No, totally just separate.
Totally separate?
Totally separate. But they're both black geographical objects on a map.
Okay.
So no, they're different. They're different corporations. So, and then finally,
they were spun out of Blackstone.
Oh, they were. Okay.
Well, yeah, rocks are smaller than stones. Which one's bigger, a rock or a stone?
I don't know. Which one has more assets under management? That'll give you the indicator.
Yeah, so it was BlackRock was founded in 1988 as a bond manager, originally inside Blackstone, and later spun out as its own firm. How does that happen?
A rock is generally considered larger than a stone.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Thank you. BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager, while Blackstone is the world's largest alternative investment manager. Don't they all own the same shit?
Yeah, it's just like swapping P&Ls and balance sheets, basically. It's just a big old cluster.
Yeah.
And then finally, core inflation in February hits 2.8%. Higher than expected spending increases 0.4%. The core personal consumption expenditure price index showed a 0.4% increase for the month, the biggest monthly gain since January of 24, putting the 12-month inflation rate at 2.8%. Economists surveyed by Dow Jones had been looking for respective numbers of 0.3 and 2.7%. This kind of, hold on, it says it further down. Federal Reserve officials focus on the PCE inflation reading as they consider it a broader measure that also adjusts for changes in consumer behavior and places less of an emphasis on housing than the Labor Department's Consumer Price Index. So,
I saw somebody post on Twitter. They're like, my friend makes $160K a year and he can't make it work in Frisco anymore. He's got to move.
Yeah, dude, that's a real thing.
It's so expensive. I feel like anytime I go out to eat, it's just $100.
Every time you and I just go grab something to eat, it's $20.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
I don't think inflation's ever going to come down, is it? Like, just stop. Just like
the prices will just stop going up so much.
They'll just plateau for a while, and eventually they'll tick up again.
Yeah.
So, well, anything else?
No.
Jeff?
I don't have any news.
Bella?
Were y'all going to talk about Neiman Marcus?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Neiman Marcus. They worked an extension through Christmas with the city of Dallas.
That's good.
I guess. It's just delaying the inevitable.
I have a stupid question.
Okay.
Why is it such a big deal? It's a store.
Oh, but it is a landmark.
It's a landmark
Is it?
store.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. I wasn't born in this area, so I just...
Why don't you go on a field trip? Treat yourself.
You gotta go there.
No. Pass. I don't spend my money that way.
Well, I guess they're going to give it one more holiday run and then poof.
So does the city own the building now? Because remember they transferred the deed.
I think it was just on that piece of land
Okay.
that they were saying was the issue. So the city bought the land and was like, okay, it's fixed. They're like, oh, psych. We're still out.
How did they keep their employees around? Because if you said, hey, you're getting fired, which would have been today.
Today, yeah.
You're getting laid off. And then, oh, no. It almost seems like it was a very real possibility. And maybe they told the employees to stick around to decommission the store and then, oh, you can keep your job now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of emotional up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, not good.
It's day to day.
It's a hard grind selling shoes at Neiman Marcus.
Yeah, Bella's definitely not going there.
All right. Well, good luck out there this week, real estaters. See ya.